Good morning and welcome to the Centerville High School's Class of 2021 commencement. My name is Peter Satalis, and I am honored to begin the celebration today. I would like to recognize Superintendent Dr. Henderson, the Board of Education, our principal, Mr. Carroll, Mrs. Noble, our class advisor, Mrs. Ropp, the CHS faculty, my advisor, Mr. Barametti, Mr. Dalton, our friends and family. To all of you, we thank you. You have served as sources of inspiration, guiding us, helping us, and pushing us to expand our boundaries, broaden our worldview, and fulfill our goals. Looking back, these past 4 years have produced some of the most memorable and influential moments of our lives. Through hours of performing, training, studying, and practicing, we have laid the groundwork for our future and established ourselves as members of our community. Individually, our experiences are unique, but together we stand unified as soon-to-be graduates of Centerville High School. Every achievement, every struggle, and every challenge makes up the fabric of our diplomas, and to that, I offer you my congratulations. Composing my speech these last few weeks, I couldn't help but reflect upon a book I read last April, The Power of a Humble Life. Despite the societal pressure to boast in our daily life, this book teaches the power that comes from embracing humility, even in our hour of highest achievement. I challenge you today and in the future to embrace the power that comes from a humble life. Appreciate your blessings, thank your supporters, and do not selfishly boast. No matter your achievement, remember the journey and where you've come from. 2, 4, 8 years down the line, who knows where we will be? Yet we must never forget where we began our next chapter. In closing, I want to thank you all for attending, especially my family, and send my best wishes to the class of 2021. The opportunities ahead are endless, and I enthusiastically anticipate the dreams we will achieve. Thank you and welcome. Now please rise for the singing of the national anthem by Katie Kress.
Well done, Peter.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Pretty good.
All graduating seniors know what it's like to suffer through conversations with family and friends about our educational or occupational goals. We highlight our major accomplishments and chuckle over our most valued memories before quickly finding an excuse to walk away. We talk a lot about our academic and personal successes during this time, and with good reason. We have accomplished quite a bit. Some of us will be the first member of our family heading off to college. Some of us earn scholarships. Some of us will continue playing sports at the next level. We should be proud of these things. But we should not be too proud of these accomplishments that we forget about our shortcomings and failures, both big and small. It was only 4 short years ago that we came to the high school as young, timid freshmen, getting lost in the halls as we stumbled from class to class, trying our best at what was supposed to be dancing at freshman dance assembly, or even running late to advisory. And I can't speak for all of us, but I'm still failing to make it to advisory on time. Over the years, we continued to fall short of perfection. We made regrettable choices in our friendships and didn't always live up to our personal standards. And at one point or another, we probably bombed a test or two. I know my fear of calculus will definitely haunt me for the rest of my life, and I have Mr. Clark to thank for that one. And when we look back on these moments of failure, it is easy to see what we could have done differently. In hindsight, our embarrassments and anxiety have become trivial. If you accept your missteps and reflect on them honestly, failure can become a catalyst for profound change and growth. Despite being young, gifted, and well-educated, our talent and intelligence do not inoculate us against failure. Rather, they are fueled by it. Through the process of failure, we can look back and discover that our true potential lies much higher than we originally anticipated. I'm not trying to say that failure is enjoyable. No, it definitely sucks. We are embarrassed to fail. For driven students like us, it can be disorienting and discouraging. We hesitate to broadcast our shortcomings as if they are weaknesses. But the greatest characters are not formed in the still calm of comfort. Yeah, it's scary to give up what we know is safe, to set out on new adventures and break old habits. It's scary to be completely vulnerable. It is our instinct to have a sort of change phobia, a fear of the unknown future ahead. But change always starts with confusion, with embarrassment, and it always ends with progress and with maturity. As we embark on our futures, we need to include a new and strange ally, a willingness to fail. We live in a complex world where we often don't know what's going on. And we will never understand that complexity unless we put ourselves in the position to take risks and admit what we don't know. We have had many firsts during our time at Centerville, but we can't stop now. Never stop having firsts. Never stop embarrassing yourself. Never stop being uncomfortable. In the end, we'll be better off. Because it is impossible to live without failing unless you live so cautiously that you basically didn't live at all, in which case you failed by default. I'm sure at some point someone has told you to have something to fall back on, a sort of safety net. My mom's always telling me I need a standalone major so I can have something secure. But I've never understood that concept, having something to fall back on. If I'm going to fall, if we're going to fail, I don't want to fall backward, I want to fail forward. At least that way we'll see what we're about to hit. All of us here today have the discipline and the talent to succeed. But the question is, do we have the guts to fail? Let's go find out. Thank you.
Hi, class of 2021. I'm Jack Mikesell, your vice president and classmate. While we are, of course, here to celebrate the hard work and achievements of every single one of you over the past 4 years, I believe it is more important to look towards the future. I'm sure almost every one of my classmates remembers the absolute fever dream that was Mike Smith and his speech to our school. Although I don't know what I really gained from his presentation, other than it being a great promotion for his underwear brand, he did mention one thing that really stuck with me, and I hope to share it with all of you. And that is the importance of stepping out of your comfort zone. Now, most of us have some idea as to what we would like to do post-high school, but odds are, like most things, our intentions won't go according to plan. All of us are venturing into the unknown, and as we walk across the stage, we are stepping towards uncertainty. Now, that can seem pretty scary, and the truth is, it is. Exploring the unknown is frightening and often not easy. It holds all of life's trials and challenges and tends not to hold back when you desperately need it to. But the unknown isn't really your enemy. In fact, you should view it as a friend and mentor. It's merely the catalyst that inevitably leads to personal growth and a meaningful life. Your true enemy is your comfort zone, the place where most of us spend a majority of our time. And why wouldn't we? I mean, it's safe, predictable, and who doesn't love to binge Netflix for hours on end? The problem is you can't grow in your comfort zone. You aren't expanding your knowledge and skills if you're sticking to the same routine every day. Life becomes monotonous, boring, and loses its meaning. Luckily, we will all be stepping out of our comfort zones as we test out the real world. Our 18-year free trial is over. There's no more coming home to dinner waiting for you, and we're going to have to do our laundry. Unless you want to keep buying Fruit of the Loom value packs, but that's not really good for your carbon footprint. I challenge you all to begin stepping out of your comfort zone at every opportunity. And this goes for family, teachers, friends, staff, and anyone else listening. Not only students. Eleanor Roosevelt once said, "Do one thing every day that scares you." Now, this can be big or small, but at the very least, you are stepping out of your comfort zone and gaining new experiences and becoming a more well-rounded individual one step at a time. No billionaire CEO, brilliant scientist, influential politician, or just about any other person with an outstanding contribution to the world could be where they are now without willfully going out of their comfort zone. This is because the unknown breeds curiosity and a desire to know more. Throughout my years in school so far, I've heard from many teachers that we will be the generation to end just about every world issue created by the generations before us, like climate change, all forms of inequality, conflicts in the Middle East, resource scarcity, overpopulation, and more. Yeah, like no pressure, no big deal, just save the world for us. That's always how I felt, at least. But as I've grown up with my classmates over these years, it has made me more and more optimistic about the future. I've seen students stepping out of their comfort zones to stand against inequality, voice their opinions on climate change, and redefine what it means to be human. I truly believe my classmates in front of me will make a significant contribution to the world, and I'm excited to see what curiosity and the unknown creates out of them. I know that it seems like this change will occur far into the future and that there's so much time between that point and now, but in reality, it starts today. It starts as we walk across the stage and step into the unknown. It starts with our class, who will go beyond our comfort zones to grow personally and inspire great changes in the world. It starts with every individual classmate in front of me, because before change occurs in the external world, it will occur within. This is my Centerville class of 2021, the class who will crush every obstacle in front of them and reshape the world in amazing ways. My classmates, who have grown up alongside me and who will be the leaders in the next chapter of our lives. Thank you, class of 2021.
Oh, hey, hey.
Your little hands wrapped around my finger, and it's so quiet in the world tonight. Your little eyelids flutter 'cause you're dreaming, so I tuck you in, turn on your favorite nightlight. To you, everything's funny. You've got nothing to regret. I'd give all I have, honey, so you could stay like that. Oh, darling, don't you ever grow up, don't you ever grow up, just stay this little. Oh, darling, don't you ever grow up, don't you ever grow up, it could stay this simple. Won't let nobody hurt you. Won't let no one break your heart. And even though you want to, just try to never grow up. Never grow up. You're in the car on the way to the movies and you're mortified your mom's dropping you off. At 14 there's just so much you can't do, and you can't wait to move out someday and call your own shots. But don't make her drop you off around the block. Remember that she's getting older too, and don't lose the way that you dance around in your PJs getting ready for school. Oh, darling, don't you ever grow up. Don't you ever grow up. Just stay this little. Oh, darling, don't you ever grow up. Don't you ever grow up. It could stay this simple. No one's ever burned you. Nothing's ever left you scarred. And even though you want to, just try to never grow up. Take pictures in your mind of your childhood room. Memorize what it sounded like when your dad gets home. Remember the footsteps, remember the words said, and all your little brother's favorite songs. I just realized everything I have is someday gonna be gone. So here I am in my new apartment in a big city. They just dropped me off. It's so much colder than I thought it would be, so I tucked myself in and turned my night light on. Wish I'd never grown up. Wish I'd never grown up. Oh, I don't wanna grow up. Wish I'd never grown up. Could still be little. Oh, I don't wanna grow up. Wish I'd never grown up. It could still be simple. Oh, darling, don't you ever grow up. Don't you ever grow up. Just stay this little. Oh, darling, don't you ever grow up. Don't you ever grow up. It could stay this simple. Won't let nobody hurt you. Won't let no one break your heart. And even though you want to, just try to never grow up. Never grow up. Never grow up.
That was really sad.
Good morning. I'm Tom Henderson. As superintendent of Centerville City Schools, I want to thank all of the parents, extended family members, and members of the Centerville, Washington Township community for joining us this day, this great day for this celebration of the class of 2021. Thank you all for being here today. Seated on the stage with me are members of the Board of Education and students. They will be handing you your diplomas and offering their congratulations later in the ceremony. Also on stage today are all the high school administrators. These individuals, along with the entire Centerville City Schools staff, work tirelessly each and every day to make sure that the education you receive in Centerville was the best it could be. I know we have not only CHS staff, but other district staff in attendance today as well. I'd like you to join me in showing your appreciation for all staff and also all of the staff that worked so hard to put together this great day in this athletic venue to change it into a commencement venue. Let's give them all a round of applause, please. Thank you. And now, class of 2021, let me congratulate you on achieving this great milestone, high school graduation. You know, a couple weeks ago, I shared a quote with the staff, and now I would like to share that with you as well. It's from former First Lady Michelle Obama, who said, "You may not always have a comfortable life, and you may not always be able to solve all of the world's problems at once, but don't ever underestimate the importance you can have, because history has shown all of us that courage can be contagious and hope can take on a life of its own." So, class of 2021, I would like to thank you for having the courage to work through this unprecedented year. No one has ever experienced or lived through a pandemic before, and you worked very hard in everything that you did and accomplished great things. I believe success means having the courage, the determination, and the will to become the person you believe you were meant to be. So always remember to stay positive, believe in yourself, inspire excellence in everything you do. I also hope that you remember that none of us succeeds alone, so please do not forget all of those significant people who have helped you reach this goal today and this great accomplishment today, and also those who will support you in all of your future endeavors. So again, congratulations, class of 2021, and best of luck to all of you. Thank you.
Hello everybody, my name is Ethan Stewart. I'm your class secretary, and it's an honor to be speaking to you guys today. I'm a fourth generation Centerville resident. Like me, my mom, my grandfather, and I grew up in Centerville and graduated from Centerville High School. I remember hearing stories of my grandfather and his brother who graduated from Centerville High School in the 1950s. Needless to say, things have changed. My grandfather's class had only about 60 people to graduate, and his brother had only 16. They were best friends and did everything together. Even to this day, their classes meet up for reunions and hang out with one another. The sense of community and spirit you have being an Elk lasts a lifetime. These friends are some of his best and most cherished friends to this day. Things have changed since my grandfather graduated in 1957. For example, we have just a few more than 60 people in our class, but the point is, the friendships they made back in 1957 lasted a lifetime, and we should be proud of our experiences here. Embrace the legacy and community of being an Elk. Elk pride never dies. Many people don't know that I did not go to an elementary school or middle school at Centerville. I chose to come to Centerville, and I wanted to experience something different than what I had at a previous school. I remember the first day of my freshman year walking through the bustling hallways with about 3,000 other strangers at the time, and it was scary. But I soon learned that Centerville High School was a great place to be. My classmates accepted me into this great community, and I made lots of new friends. I know many of these people will be my friends for the rest of my life. I learned that accepting new challenges is one of the best ways of growing and expanding your life. I would not have learned this without coming to Centerville and having such a great community to support me. A great example of our tremendous community supporting us is through Spirit Chain. As a part of Student Council, I'm amazed what we, as a community, were able to accomplish, and in the last 2 years, able to raise over $100,000 for local charities. Being a part of this incredible community showed me that Centerville takes risks and wants to better our community that supports us so much. Being an Elk taught me never to be afraid to take risks. You will grow from the challenge. Elk pride never dies. Not only are we blessed with great classmates, we're blessed with great teachers, mentors, and staff here at Centerville High School. There are so many teachers and staff here that have helped us learn and pushed us to grow to become better people. Value the teachers, coaches, staff, and mentors here at Centerville. Be thankful for them and pay it forward. Elk pride never dies. I will sum it up like this. I'm proud to be an Elk. I'm proud of the class of 2021, and even though we will part ways, we will always have a piece of Centerville High School with us. Elk pride never dies. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Ashra Chawla, and I am the valedictorian of the class of 2021. Last May, at the end of our junior year, the world changed. We were faced with the most unprecedented of circumstances. Even now, as I speak to you all in this football field, it's clear that we have all been forever changed by the experiences of the past year. I myself have been changed by quarantine, by Zoom classes, by the health of family and friends, and even by my last few weeks at CHS, finally in person after 3.5 quarters of eating lunch at 10:40 a.m. It actually reminds me of a sticker on my cousin Abby's old car that read, "She leaves a little sparkle wherever she goes." He's still mad that I made it his contact picture. Although it sounds like a quote that you would find on an Etsy pillow of the live, laugh, love variety, it speaks to a greater truth. Every experience we have been a part of, by ourselves or with each other, has left a mark on our beings, on our souls. Even the past year, as difficult as it was, has left its own little sparkle. I'll be the first to admit that when I walked into Centerville High School as a clueless freshman, I was overwhelmed by the new. New people, new subjects, new workloads, new teachers, new hallways, new friends. But over the past 4 years, you have counseled, humbled, comforted, and stabilized me, each leaving your own little sparkle. You have shown me that our similarities bring us closer together, and that our differences only serve to make us more understanding. Perhaps everything that we have been through, especially in our senior year, is not something that people outside of this class of graduates can relate to or understand. That's scary. To think about the fact that not everyone will understand exactly how our lives have been changed, that they have been uniquely molded by a global pandemic, the largest civil rights movement in history, and 24/7 Zooms. But you know what? There's also a strange sense of comfort in knowing that we, the class of 2021, will be able to find solace in one another. As you think about the many people that have shaped your personal story and the different sparkles that have colored the various facets of your being, be sure not to forget about yourself. You must never forget that you have a unique position in the world. Maybe it's hard to see right now, but there's absolutely no way that our class of athletes, academics, performers, creators, and supporters will be relegated to the past. Just as we have been molded by our environment, we too are equipped to shape the world around us. Others in our position may have felt scared by the unknown, by the fact that they have to leave behind the familiar with no answers, only questions. But the difference between us and them is that this past year has already given us a taste of the unknown, constantly bombarded by new vaccination developments and Google Classroom updates. None of us has the answers, but we have the necessary tools: knowledge, empathy, vision. As the next steps of our lives begin, you will find kindred spirits working to enact the changes you want to see. And in doing so, you'll be leaving your own little sparkle, wherever you may end up. I'd like to pivot a little and say some thank yous. First, the general. Thank you to all our teachers, principals, security staff, cafeteria workers, and basically every staff member at CHS. Thank you for challenging us and creating a supportive environment. And of course, thank you to all the family members, for providing us with encouragement, transportation, and unending support, whether it be for football games, concerts in the PAC, or Spirit Week fundraising events. And now, I have some of my own thank yous. First, to my friends in the class of 2021, because in the time between my first freshman advisory, shout out to Mrs. Judy, all the way up until this very moment, you gave me the time and space to change, to grow. Thank you also to my incredible teachers and mentors. Madame Easley, merci d'être chouette. And Mrs. Manfredi, I'll never forget the Moo lab coat. And finally, thank you to my family. Thank you to my extended relatives and local community tuning into this ceremony, whether it be from Dayton or across the states or across the world. Thank you to my incredible parents for their endless love, support, and guidance. If you would all allow me the chance to say something to them. Amma, Nana, mire na prapancham. Mom and Dad, you are my world. Thank you so, so much. And finally, thanks to my amazing, awesome older sister who went to this very school 7 years ago. You are my best friend, my role model, and my partner in crime. I've looked up to you for 17 years and will continue to do so for the rest of my life. Because of you, I am more confident, more explorative, and have certainly been changed for the better, for good. I'm so grateful that the universe decided to give me the gift of the greatest big sister ever. To all three of you, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I love you. As I close my speech, I think back to the greatest hero of our time, Elle Woods. It is with passion, courage of conviction, and strong sense of self that we take our next steps into the world. As you exit the realm of high school, walk steadfast into the real world. In her own valedictorian speech, she also said, "You must always have faith in people. And most importantly, you must always have faith in yourself. Have faith in your sparkle, in your ability to make a difference. And hold on to this faith because it is what will keep you going if circumstances are yet again unprecedented." I am so proud of every single one of us. Congrats, but first, because my parents asked and because why not? One last selfie. Well, we did it, guys. Once more, congratulations to the Centerville High School class of 2021. Thank you.
See it, the dream I'm dreaming, but there's a voice inside my head saying you'll never reach it. Every step I'm taking, every move I make feels lost with no direction. My faith is shaking, but I gotta keep trying. I'm gonna keep my head held high. There's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an all-field battle. Sometimes I'm gonna have to lose. And about how fast I get there, and about what's waiting on the other side. It's the climb. The struggles I'm facing, the chances I'm taking. Sometimes might not be done, but no, I'm not breaking. I may not you know this, that is our moments that you're gonna remember most. You're just gonna keep going, and I gotta keep trying, just keep pushing on. 'Cause there's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an outfield battle. Sometimes I'm gonna have to lose. And about how fast I get there, and about what's wait on the other side. It's a climb. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an outfield battle. Sometimes I'm gonna have to lose. And about how fast I get there, and about what's waiting on the other side. It's a climb. Yeah. Climbing, keep your faith, baby. It's all about the climb. Keep your faith, keep your faith. Whoa.
Okay. Hello, everyone. So this is a celebration of us. According to my calculations, our application has opened the doors for our wildest aspirations. See, we are the generation that spurs love over degradation, our dedication, planting the seeds for the future of human creation. This is not the end. This is the activation. This is the class of 21's graduation, and congratulations. Because high school is hard. It's like golf, but on par with life's greatest challenges, and we still have so far to go. And you know, the best part is that by the end, we're supposed to know who we are. Pick our majors, pick our minors, like it's written in the stars, and maybe we shut the door a week ago. But now there is a new one in front of us, and it's open, ajar. You know, us 18-year-olds are pretty invincible. We have every opportunity in the land. High school shaped us for the future, but now here we stand. We are resilient. We are elastic, clay masterpieces not yet dry. We are finally high school graduates. We are ready to say goodbye. So with that in mind, thank you to the teachers who believed in us from the start, who glued our pieces together when the world was falling apart. Thank you to the siblings who made the laughs last. Even if we fight a lot, it still went by too fast. Thank you to the caregivers who guided us the best. We will never forget you. We wear your hearts on our chests. And thank you to my classmates for all that you are, for staying in it with me. I know we will go far, even if maybe on Block B days we ate alone in our cars. We did it. And just a few strokes over par. And even if you didn't get the score you wanted, please don't be alarmed, because if high school has taught me anything, it's that life is many things and human beings are the same. We are art. We are color. We are under eye circles. We are proud of our hard work. We are laughing, happiness, our family, our friends. We are our mistakes. But one thing we are not is our GPAs, and while these grades deserve the highest of praise, you will be amazed by what happens when we change our old ways. There is more to life than getting straight A's. Stop and smell the flowers. Enjoy right now, today. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm John Carroll, and I have the gift and treasure to be the coordinating principal at Centerville High School. I'm emotional. You guys cried, you got me, so I'll pull it together, right? But here's what I'm gonna say. I gotta follow those speeches and those performances. So I think everybody else in the stadium can agree you wouldn't wanna be in my position right now to do that. Amazing, you guys are just amazing. So now for the real speech. Good morning and welcome, class of 2021, families, members of the Centerville, Washington Township community, and our guests. Today we celebrate the accomplishments of the impressive group of young adults that make up the 131st class of Centerville High School. Students, I've loaded my speech into Google Classroom for you so that you can all read it, while I stand here awkwardly and try to start the Zoom session to get all our remote learners in, okay? I'm sure that our technology will work just fine. I'm kidding, of course, but my goodness, what a year we've all experienced. I'm so grateful that we can come together as a school community with your families and your friends to celebrate you. The senior class officers chose Go for the Gold as their slogan this year, and these leaders were driven to provide the best leadership and opportunities for the student body. Even in the face of challenges and adversity that the COVID-19 pandemic presented. They worked diligently to maintain our standard of excellence and carry on the legacies of leadership and service for which our school community is known. I'm incredibly proud of the entire class of 2021 for your persistence, your resilience during this very challenging year. I'd like to take a few moments to highlight the achievements of the class of 2021, starting with academics. In academics this year, with all the challenges that you incurred, the number of honors diplomas, the academic distinction awards, the National Honor Society inductees, and the scholar athletes all went up. And I'm going to celebrate our top two students right now, our valedictorian and salutatorian, and please welcome them to the stage. We're going to start with our salutatorian, Chloe Delnicki. Chloe has earned her spot as salutatorian with a final GPA of 5.0474. I do believe that's the first salutatorian that has earned that over a 5.0, so congratulations. She will attend The Ohio State University to study pharmaceutical science. She is also the principal oboist for the Dayton Philharmonic Youth Orchestra, and she's very excited for the opportunity to do research at Ohio State University. Congratulations, Chloe. Leading the class with academic distinction is valedictorian Ashrit Chawla. Ashrit is graduating with a final GPA of 5.0713. That's pretty good. Ashrit will attend the University of Pennsylvania to study biology and linguistics. He's grateful for his experiences here at Centerville High School and looks forward to the expanded viewpoints and relationships that UPenn will offer. A bonus, Ashrit was born near Philadelphia, so the whole family is excited for his return. Congratulations, Ashrit. Both of their GPAs are impressive, but I guarantee you their kindness and their humility are even more impressive. We have 12 students who are joining the military, and there are a few more that are still in the process. We thank these students for their commitment to serving our country, and a special congratulations to Daniel Park on his military academy appointment to West Point. In the arts and performing arts, our programs had an outstanding year. Most of you performed to an empty or near empty venues, but together we learned how to live stream and deliver recorded productions. I'm grateful that we were able to hold our art show, enjoy concerts, and the entirely student-produced recorded musical, The Theory of Relativity. The best part about it, we can all still catch all of their performances online. In athletics, Centerville High School captured the GWalk All Sports Trophy for the 44th time in its 45-year history. We had great team and individual successes. Girls soccer made the Final Four. Girls golf, girls tennis, boys bowling, girls and boys swimming, wrestling, and boys basketball all made it to the state tournaments. Seniors earning individual state recognition include Kirsten Harmon and Taylor Crouch in girls swimming, and Jonathan Bruder in wrestling, although I don't think he wrestled in that gear. I don't think so. I don't think that's permitted. A very special congratulations to our state champion girls cross country team. We took the top 2 individual slots at the state meet. Sophomore Mia Robillard was the state champion, and senior Emma Bucher was our state runner-up. Another very special congratulations to our state champion boys basketball team. It was incredible to have 2 state champions this year. I feel like it lifted our spirits in the whole community, both in the fall with girls cross country and in the spring with boys basketball. And while I'm proud of their accomplishments, it's your work ethic, your sportsmanship, and your humility that impresses me the most. For example, after the boys won state, in every interview, our boys responded with humility, gratitude, and grace. Immediately following the game, this image of Jason Hayes was captured. People from all over, see, he's gonna get me again, Jason. People from all over called me about that moment saying, this is what we want for our community. Dear God. Sorry. Now, we all know how fiercely competitive Jason is. I mean, seriously, we all know how fiercely competitive Jason is, right? But I'm really proud of his sportsmanship and his act of respect. It made a huge impact on both of our communities. Congratulations, Jason. I really want to thank our coaches and our trainers and our administrators and our nurses for all managing all the protocols to keep our community, the whole community safe, and to keep our programs thriving. Congratulations to all of our athletes, performers, coaches, and directors on a job well done in a year full of adversity. I'm just so proud of you. Other co-curricular activities continued virtually. Many seniors in our career technical programs, marketing, business, information, technology, communication arts, and culinary arts programs all received local, state recognition and many national qualifiers. Science Olympiad, Ocean Science Bowl, and speech and debate all found state success and also had many national qualifiers. I'm just grateful that we had the opportunity to participate in all those things that we didn't get to do last year fully. Would also like to recognize our business program for winning the first ever career technical kickball tournament. Congratulations. Now, every successful group has a support network, and we express our sincere gratitude to Class Officer Advisor Mr. Michael Dalton and Senior Class Advisor Mrs. Kendra Forsyth for their leadership and commitment to the class of 2021. Thank you. Thank you to the outstanding senior class officers, President Reese Clark, Vice President Jack Mikesell, Business Manager Peter Satalis, Secretary Ethan Stewart, Senior Cabinet Members Melina Alapat, Chidimebi Ezigbo, Chandani Padana, June Powell, and Melanie Zeller. Congratulations. And thank you to our awesome board reps, June Powell, Grace Leedy, and Katie Wagner for your work that you've done this year. Every single one of you exhibited exceptional leadership throughout the year, and it's just an absolute joy to work with you. Special congratulations to Reese Clark for being nominated by his peers to the Centerville Education Foundation's Hall of Fame, inducted as the outstanding senior student. A highlight of the year for me was watching Reese and the student council leaders creatively organize our Spirit Chain fundraiser, and of course, his wicked cool dance moves. Congratulations, Reese. Wicked cool is probably not an expression you use, it's just kind of my thing. The foundation also recognized two of our teachers. Mr. Ryan Mullenkamp was recognized as an Excellence in Education Award winner, and Mr. Mike Cordonier was inducted into the Hall of Fame as the 2021 Outstanding Teacher. Congratulations, Mr. Mullenkamp and Mr. Cordonier. In service this year, the class of 2021 led the entire student body in collecting $40,000 for Spirit Chain charities. Every year, Spirit Chain is listed as one of the best memories for many seniors. Over the past 35 years, the students at Centerville High School and Fairmont High School have raised a total of $2.5 million for charities in their communities. I'm extremely proud of you and for our whole community for their generosity during this very difficult year. Good job. And last but not least, I'd like to recognize our outstanding leaders of the herd for a great year. Thank you, Reese Clark, Braylon DeVoe, Zach Kent, Ethan Martin, and Avery Miller for keeping the herd engaged, organized, and energized. Now I'm going to be real honest with you. The herd, by its very nature, is terrible at social distancing. I'm not looking at the stands. But I want our community to know that our students got it right for the most part. I'm sure they're tired of my announcements to mask up and spread out. During announcements, we started sharing a message of staying physically distanced but socially close. After hearing this, Senior Tegan Phelps left me a nice thank you note and a small gift that I keep on my desk now. I hope you remember these words as you head off to college, career, or the military, that you may be physically distanced, but you can always remain close to your family and your friends. I hope you learned some lessons that were not in your textbooks or posted in your Google Classroom this year. Michelle Mora learned that discipline and determination was the key to success. I hope you learned to be tougher, more flexible, and more resilient. I also hope you learned to unplug and give yourself some space and some grace. Don't forget that part. Senior Brady Knight reflected on the unforgettable year and stated that it taught him that nothing is guaranteed. And that leads to the most important lesson, really for me, to share with you, with Matthew Crump. To stay in the present, be grateful, and as Matthew said, never take anything for granted. Class of 2021, I challenge you to look beyond commencement day and use what you've learned about yourself this year and leave high school with momentum. I'm proud of you for your resilience, your focus, and your strong finish. Your teachers and your coaches, your counselors and principals, along with your parents and families, will be watching and waiting to hear about your future accomplishments. We live in a great community that supports our students. Wherever your path takes you, I hope that you take your elk pride with you and you build a community that you can be proud of. On behalf of the district staff and faculty, I wish the class of 2021 the very best in all you do. Mr. Schroyer, the class of 2021 has left its mark on CHS and the Centerville, Washington Township communities. These outstanding young men and women have completed all the graduation requirements of both Centerville High School and the state of Ohio. As the principal of Centerville High School, I proudly recommend you accept them as candidates for graduation. Can't hold it together for 2 minutes. Thank you. Good job, John.
Good morning, everyone. Before the Board of Education accepts the class of 2021, I would like everyone in this stadium and everyone watching via streaming to stand up and appreciate the stars that we have today. First of all, graduates of 2021, please stand. We also have many important stars, and that's family, friends, and supporters in the stands and streaming. I would like for you all to stand as well. Thank you very much. Mr. Carroll, on behalf of the Centerville Board of Education, Mrs. Allison Dernball, Mrs. Megan Sparks, Mr. John Dahl, Dr. David Rohr, and myself, the Centerville Board of Education proudly accepts the Centerville High School class of 2021. Congrats to everybody.
Sit right there. You can come up to the first step. And you stand right there. I mean, up to the next step. Go ahead, buddy.
Reese Anthony Clark.
Ashrit Shala.
Jack Bryant Mikesell.
Chloe Ann Delnicki.
Peter James Satalis.
Catherine Elizabeth Kress.
Ethan Thomas Stewart.
Leah Amrita Mani.
Melena Taylor Alapat.
Chloe Ray Robertson.
Chidamabi Christopher Exigbo.
Cedric Mwanga Muizwera.
Avery Elizabeth Miller.
From the West Unit, Mrs. Willits Advisory, Asher Rosakas.
Chandani Shriya Padana.
Kirsten Eve Harmon.
June Ashley Powell.
Abigail Elizabeth Harnan.
Melanie Ann Zeller.
Ava Michelle Hawkins Butler.
Grace Ann Leedy.
Jason Christopher Hayes.
Catherine Grace Wagner.
Cole Garrett Heitman.
Now introducing Ms. Sanders, advisory from the East Unit, Esperance Adalatine Wakalongo.
Let's get the next row going up here. Stephanie Lee Hoffman.
Dylan Max Cook.
Stephen John Moran.
Shriram Sai Ganesh.
Sarah Kathleen Riggs.
Christian Alexander Stevens.
Daniel Ray Nurse.
Natalie Rose Stevens.
Alexander Michael Gerardo.
Aiden Maxwell Sutter.
Kyle John Roberts.
Sarah Sabira Syed.
Allison Bryn Roca.
Sophia Bella Tomashat.
Mark Lawrence Rogers.
Sophia Claire Turner.
Kenya Harmony Roigma.
Justin Michael Waller.
Leela K. Kaur Sandhu.
Michael Alexander Warner.
From the East Unit, Mrs. Armstrong's advisory, Mia Sheree Jacqueline Baker.
Elise L'Ariel Watson.
Braden Richard Berry.
Riley Elizabeth Weeks.
Ryan Alexandria Lynn Ford.
Now introducing Mrs. Adams' advisory from the West Unit, Joseph Mariana J.R. La Para de los Santos.
Cassie Ray Fraley.
Olivia Nicole DeCasticker.
Jonas Arlington Freeman.
Sophia Rose Demos.
Vincent Wallace Freisinger.
Neil Sherish Desai.
Daniel Ray Nurse again after her.
Taylor Elena Gartz.
Braylon Page DeVoe.
Daniel Ray Nurse.
Hunter Riley DeQuito.
Gotcha. Monica Christina Guy.
Sammy Helen Dominic.
Autumn Rose Gensheimer.
Aiden Joseph Downs.
Maria Rose Gelati.
Dawson Daniel Dunaway.
Jonathan Bailey Gerardo.
Layla Karima Elhamri.
Jacob Bradley Goheen.
Lily J. Ehrman.
Dersu J. Gorski.
Tad Mason Farrell.
Riley Douglas Haskins.
Douglas John Freeman Jr.
From the East Unit, Mr. Bartlett's advisory, Elise Renee English.
Cameron Grace McKenna Fulton.
Logan Anderson Gregory.
Lucas Jeremias Gonzalez.
Henry Lee Jenkins.
Alex Kenneth Harden.
Giovanna Elea Kanya.
Brady Wilson Knight.
Esteban Andres Malkowitz.
Braden Parker McDowell.
Roger Ethan McAfee.
Maximus Kikola Becerra Wright.
Bryson Philip McGrew.
Now introducing Mr. Arnold's advisory from the South Unit, Olivia Eileen Calhoun.
Genesis Nicole Nolan.
Camilla Andrea Gamera.
Nicholas Joseph Petroff.
Josephine Ruth George.
Lillian Claire Smith.
Mitchell Reed Goki.
Zachary Dayon Thompson.
Jacob Thomas Gooding.
Jordan Micha Vigay.
Logan Michael Gordon.
Melissa Renee Wilcox.
Daniel Scott Grosset Warden.
Anna Louise Walters.
Maxwell Arthur Hemrick.
Matthew Thomas Zagarski.
Saida Aisha Hassan.
From the West Unit, Mrs. Beck's advisory, Frederick C. Groff.
Rachel Sarah Hasseltine.
Hex Hogan.
William Lee Hess.
Karina Teague Hogue.
Elizabeth Eileen Hetzel.
Ethan Jacob Howerton.
Elise Christina Kirkpatrick.
Riley Ann Humphrey.
Jacob Tucker Nations.
Anna Lynn Ingram.
Now introducing Mr. Barametti's advisory from the South Unit. Shahida Kaira Ship.
Melinda Gia.
Austin James Short.
Anthony Jalen Johnson.
Carly Jordan Smith.
Genevieve Renee Johnson.
Nicholas Werner Smith.
Karsten Peter Johnson.
Andrew Zinli Song.
Aiden Garrett Kale.
Ashton Kiero Milan Stargel.
Gracie Pearl Kerr.
Charles David Stargel.
Sydney Elizabeth Kerr.
Seth Alexander Stefano.
Samuel Allen Mullen.
Colton Glenn Stevens.
Aaron Nicole Riley.
Cameron William Stevens.
From the South Unit, Mrs. Carmen's advisory, Isabel Camille ABN.
Maxwell Allen Sutherland.
Cassandra Ushni Asabal.
Megan Katharina Swanger.
Zainab Al-Tamini.
Adam Micah Swenson.
Audrey Michelle Albro.
Sophia Marie Tarkany.
Nathan Lee Alderman.
Emma Lynn Timmerman.
Annalisa Rose Arostegui.
Veronica Ariana Torres.
Christopher Gray Artis.
Now introducing Mrs. Campbell's advisory from the East Unit, Jameson Christopher Cousins.
Grace Catherine Barnett.
Aiden Michael Croak.
Christopher Michael Bartholomew.
Taylor May Crouch.
Madeline Rose Bebko.
Kaylee Renee Danford.
Eden Idal Benny.
Justin Delmar Davidson.
Evan Vincent Berbal.
Megan Ann Deaton.
Alexander John Bame.
Natalie Aaron DeCure.
Courtney Christine Briggs.
Paulo Conero DeMarc.
Carissa Ariane Stapleton.
Rohan J. Dingra.
From the West Unit, Mr. Dalton's advisory, Marianne Jenna Reyes Lee Paper.
Elias John Charles Dixon.
Marcus James McElroy.
Gabrielle Michelle Dixon.
Cecilia Rose Meinking.
Ian Gregory Dobran.
Olivia Ann Mintel.
Florence Douglas.
Riley Olivia Malampi.
Murat Devaledza.
Cyrus Robert Myrer.
Sean Patrick Dwyer.
Abigail Christine Millard.
Blake Todd Edwards.
Anastasia Michelle Suttles.
Now introducing Mr. Kayot's advisory from the South Unit, Faith Nicole Kayot.
Isabel Ann Miller.
Samira Carr Dalawal.
Matthew Drew Maccabee.
Madison Emily Dickens.
Gabrielle Giovanna Mentor.
Catherine Wayming Dickerson.
Colton Edward Allen Morgan.
Connor James Demisa.
Luke Thomas Munn.
Andrew Tyler Dixon.
Andrew Charles Nangle.
Grant Xavier Dowler.
Ellie Renee Spiewak.
Gabriel Lane Duncan.
Madison Christine Tarpey.
Joshua Lucian Dupree.
From the West Unit, Mrs. Hills Advisory, Scott Nadal Abushanab.
Alexis Maria Duval.
Skylar Rain Archer.
Faith Ann Ehring.
Aaron Michael Arellano.
Hayden John Elzey.
Madison Alexandria Argue.
Russell Scott Emmert.
Ashley Lorraine Ballard.
Phyllis Iluin Fang.
Mark Andrew Ballinier.
Leah Marie Thurston.
Eric Jean Beisman.
Jenna Ann Hue Fisk.
Paige Madison Benson.
Benjamin Alexander Gabriel.
Allison Marie Blair.
Kylie Alexis Lewis.
Parker Cole Blosser.
Tanner Robert Matthew Thomas.
Daniel Grant Breitenstein.
Now introducing Ms. Ernest's advisory from the South Unit, Iham Abiad Huck.
Valeria Allen Lopez Jimenez.
Callie Grace Lippincott.
Riley Keaton McDowell.
Ethan Michael Martin.
Wentz Jatine Sheth.
Layla Imani Mays.
From the West Unit, Mrs. Kearns Advisory, Kristen Todd Craner.
Nicholas Kevin Mead.
David Anna Crucell.
Alexa Corinne Mercado.
Lily Joyce Lakshmala.
Matthew William Mercer.
Grace Ann Leedy.
Matthew Vincent Mercury.
Ryan J. Lim.
Jake Robert Miller.
Madeline Scout Little.
Mariana Teresa Mail.
Maria Bull Lowell.
Mia Leah Moore.
Wei Lu.
Nishaya Janae Morrow.
Olivia Ruth Mace.
Ethan Hugh Muckerhide.
Aya Hamid Mahmoud.
Now introducing Mrs. Judy's advisory from the South Unit, Lauren Elizabeth Kayot.
Ashley Marie Malenfant.
Rachel Hyunji Chong.
Lauren Louise Mann.
Lillian Grace Clark.
Samuel Wenfu Manuzak.
Austin Nicholas Clemens.
Simon Thomas Chris Martin.
Sophia Amelie Cobb.
Elizabeth Grace Tahi Matisse.
Addison Brianna Colclazier.
Benitha Mwanga Muhim Pumu.
Joseph Michael Conley.
Julia Lee Madison Moeller.
Trace Benjamin Kogel.
Deason Zhu.
Micaiah Craig.
From the Central Unit, Mrs. Manning's Advisory, Kathleen Ruth Brucker.
Natalie Ann Cummings.
Emma Lauren Bucher.
Ria Manish Dulal.
Annie Magnolia Burns.
Robert James Darling.
Madeline Leona Combs.
Anna Grace Hapner.
Alexa Nicole Eby.
Michelle Mora.
Jade Capri Eilers.
Trevor George Tismo.
Anne Elizabeth Ham.
Now introducing Mr. Lovelace's advisory from the West Unit, Isaac Taylor Matthews.
Maya Lynn Hammond.
James Donovan Knock.
Hannah Elizabeth Inman.
Kayleen Grace O'Brien.
Alyssa Nicole King.
Jacqueline Elizabeth Sebecki.
Gemma Sage Manley.
Colin Michael Stava.
Chloe Lynn Miller.
Evan Douglas Steed.
Carter Mark Mitrovich.
Abigail Madison Stepp.
Stephanie Margaret Mraz.
Bailey Stephen Strack.
Kaylee Sue Sipes.
Omar Fuad Takrori.
Joanna Louise Steiner.
Cameron Dwayne Teeters.
From the South Unit, Mrs. Monahan's advisory, Jessica Elizabeth Albert.
Jessica Laurel Travers.
Eric Vincent Cherubini.
Jackson Derek Trosper.
Matthew Lyle Corey.
Amy Diane Velasco.
Alice Marie Cummins.
Andrew Charles Velasco.
Nathan Michael Gottrin.
Eric Wong.
Michelle Marie Hulsman.
Now introducing Mr. Miller's advisory from the East Unit, Justin Thomas Brogan.
Kenneth William Hughes.
Connor Stewart Brook.
Ella Elizabeth Jandiz.
Jonathan Thomas Bruder.
Griffin Isaac Leipel.
Amara Janae Bullard.
Thomas James Melee.
Victoria Faith Campbell.
Mark William Morinell.
Margot Ann Carlson.
Rachel Elaine Nissen.
David Matthew Chavez.
Maya Mehul Pandya.
Salia Ahid Chowdhury.
Dane Raniker Robinson.
Faith Nicole Clements.
Sarah Ann Salzman.
Kiwi Amoy Cadreton.
Megan Elizabeth Scarpino.
Olivia Ann Collins.
Grace Ann Marie Tismo.
Rachel Marie Jones.
Alexandra Francis Vaughn.
Now introducing from the East Unit, Mrs. Myers Advisory, Ragad Asir Abdelnabi.
Merritt Jameson Welke.
Michelle Lynn Atchison.
And now from Mrs. Montour's Advisory, Elysian Christine Bryant.
Lindsay Ann Adams.
Alana Zarnay Champion.
Reed Jacob Ullman.
Ella Marie Depore.
Sarah Abdella Alshora.
Trevor Luke Enting.
Reed Grantlin Amer.
Joshua M. Gunsele.
Donovan Marcus Bailey.
Madison Nicole Gerhart.
Zachary William Baird.
Mark Anthony Gillespie Jr.
Zoe Emma Barclay.
Brianna Lee Kobalak.
Joseph Douglas Beam.
Lauren Olivia Lynn.
Andrew Lewis Banlanca.
David Allen Metaltia Couch.
Justin Paul Bemis.
Rebecca Danette Toom.
Chasta Freedom Bizamani.
Hector Luis Vasquez.
Trent Edward Bollinger.
Tiana Marie Wardell.
Khadijah Fatima.
Emily K. Marie Weimers.
Brooks Gorman Henderson.
Riley Ann Yager.
Now introducing from the West Unit, Mrs. Nesbitt Advisory, Emily Janine O'Rear.
And now for Mr. Petriolo's Advisory in the West Unit, Zio Chen.
Dominic Bailey Olinger.
Zachary Connor Hout.
Sarah Isabel Otero.
John Owen Imhoff.
Tyler Joseph Overholzer.
Cyrus Gabriel Imperato.
Arjan Mukesh Patel.
Kayla Carey Jackson.
Megan Baldiv Patel.
Youngho Jin.
Parina Pranava Kamini Patel.
Nikki Jindell.
Ethan Scott Peace.
Michael Ellis Johnson.
Ryan Mark Peters.
Matthew Patrick Cablee.
Zachary Robert Farr.
Kevin Michael Kavanaugh.
Jackson Don Pinchot.
Vibhava Rajaguru.
Brianna Nicole Pitts.
Katie Renee Rarden.
Nathan Edward Umbright.
Charles Nathan Reed.
Priyanka Brianne Verma.
Austin Edward Kigi.
Siddharth Verma.
And now from Mr. Rash's advisory, Matthew David Bright.
Charles Henry Wallace.
Yolanda Renee Brooks.
From Mrs. Putoff's advisory in the South Unit, Feruza Miradanova Badlova.
Caitlin Elizabeth Bubb.
Tayaria Renee Holiday.
Brandon Troy Bullitt.
Maxwell William Knauer.
Amelia Elizabeth Berger.
Eris Charles Kachendorfer.
James Tegan Calhoun.
Harshitha Korsuri.
Nicole Christian Carfora.
Nithin Krishnamurthy.
Michael James Caraher.
Maria Jackson Quall.
Annie Gwendolyn Carter.
Josene Jacqueline Lindsay.
Blake Andrew Kleehammer.
Christopher Thomas Logan.
Ryan Bradley Wiseman.
Megan Aaron Longer.
Victoria Hope Wolf.
Antonio Rayshawn Lovett.
Anna Christine Walterman.
Audra Danielle Lynch.
Alex Jeffrey Wolf.
Nathaniel Andrew Matting.
Eleanor Francis Yates McEwen.
Audrey Lynn Melanfont.
Ethan McQuire Zeiser.
Now introducing Mrs. Replogel's advisory from the South Unit, Emma Lynn Fumia.
Ben Joseph Zienko.
Destiny Marie Martin.
And now from the South Unit and Miss Riffle's advisory, Jordan Philip Morris.
William Nathan Monroe.
Saba Habib Rahman.
Austin Gregory Neal.
Gavin Lee Richburg.
Emily Ray O'Connell.
Nathan Samuel Rowden.
Noah Marcus Oliver.
Hudson Benjamin Ripkin.
Wyatt Linus Osterhage.
Isaac Otaki Rupp.
William Alexander Owen.
Nora Ann Saldana.
Jaylyn Jaquan Parks.
Mayu Mohammed Salih.
Emmanuel Hakeem Pearsall.
Maya Sean Savano.
Anjana Priyana Petaretti.
Jonah Douglas Schneider.
Tegan Elizabeth Phelps.
Brian Schultz.
Faith Bailey Polton.
Emma Claire Shooter.
Sarah Radwan.
Mira Prem Sethi.
Emma Nicole Reeder.
Mara Renee Schaefer.
Eliza Catherine Sherman.
Caitlin Marie Smith.
Now introducing from the East Unit, Mrs. Stalin's advisory, Julia Ann Medlin.
And now from the East Unit, Mrs. Slattery's advisory, Kylie Hongshon Perry.
Mason Philip Meilinger.
Bryce Daniel Picklesheimer.
Daniel J. Park.
Sydney Grace Pilgrim.
Hunter Thomas Weiss.
Jabari Amaj Pritchett.
Max Joseph Whitesell.
David Matthew Quick.
Hannah Marie Whitaker.
Shanuth Shikshana Ragathungu.
Gavin James Wickline.
Nathan Donald Roush.
Aurelia Ann Wilkins.
Caitlin Ann Reagan.
Zachary Keegan Wilson.
Stephanie Alexa Reith.
Taylor Nicole Wiseman.
Connor Jessup Robinall.
Alexa Danielle Woodard.
Maya Celestia Rodriguez.
Jeffrey Zhu Zhang.
Rachel Madison Root.
Adam David Zwickel.
Camille Donut Rothschild.
Now introducing from the East Unit, Mr. Taylor's advisory, Anton Michael Meir.
Preston Allen Walcott.
Sarah Ann Elaine Michelson.
And now from Mrs. Summers' advisory, Harrison Noah Friels.
Emma Nicole Miller.
Austin Parker Lim.
Tyler Allen Moravec.
Fanang Liu.
Jacob Allen Morris.
Tristan Gabriel Ibanez Liu.
Gregory Darnell Moss II.
Samuel Michael Lynch.
Arnold Hudenziza.
Samuel David Matting.
Hannah Callisti Norden.
Kyle J. Mahone.
Eric Raymond Orff.
Elise Marguerite Merrick.
Dylan Scott Patrick.
Benjamin Scott Martin.
Emily Ann Pender.
Hannah Carol Matthews.
Divine Janae Phillips.
Clay Edward Seamus McCaffrey.
Now introducing Mrs. Jones/Valley's advisory from the West Unit, Isabella Barajas Hidis.
Devontae Lamar McCoy.
Asher Dart.
Kiera Nicole McMillan.
Emma Brooke Gakey.
Navia Marie Melton.
Beatrice Ann Gherkin.
Rebecca Aaron Mounts.
Shrieker Arjan Galamudi.
And now from the East Unit and Mrs. Thompson's advisory, William Jackson Linkhart.
Trisha Gupta.
Tristan Miles Jordan.
Julie Fadi Haddad.
Emma Janie Kaspravich.
Emily Ann Hardy.
Raymond John Kenny.
Thomas Dane Harker.
Samuel Paul Kessler.
Madeline Nicole Herman.
Alyssa Dawn Kester.
Zachary Augusta Kent.
Noah Ryan Kinderdine.
Tyler Adam Kamas.
Stephen Philip Kingery.
Yuri Kim.
Grace Marie Klein.
Sarah Esther Klein.
Aya Omar Cody.
Ethan Christopher Nell.
Jordan Marie Cozy.
Now introducing from the South Unit, Mrs. Winkler's advisory, Gabriel Joseph Adams.
Abigail Lauren Lockman.
Brendan Christopher Fentress.
Henna Cinda Parwez.
Nicholas Paul Thomas.
Brooke Ann Phillips.
Ethan Gabriel Toohey.
And now from the East Unit, Mrs. Weaver's advisory, Aaron James Matlock.
Calais Mia Trotman.
Corin Faye Redmond.
John Unger.
Tatum Jolynn Ryan.
Nikhil Vijay.
Anika Louise Samborski.
Madeline Rose Voss.
Lane Skullthorpe Schnell.
NG Wong.
Evan Joseph Schultz.
Jasmine Sophia Wong.
Molly Kathleen Shooter.
Ava Elizabeth Watson.
Clarissa Lorraine Schwabe.
Samuel John Wentz.
Bella Haley Sherlin.
Margaret Rose Whited.
Joshua Quinn Sabio.
Jaden Amelia Wilkin.
Gabriella Elena Sierra.
Caleb Scott Williams.
Aiden Edward Smith.
Nashay Loren Williams.
Kenzie Peyton Smith.
Lauren Ashley Williamson.
Gabriel Ray Stafford.
Nicholas Robert Willis.
Ethan M. Tate.
Now introducing Mrs. Witt's advisory from the West Unit, Emily Jean Bersellini.
And now from the East Unit and Mr. Williams' advisory, Chloe Marie Hansen.
Pin Yu Chen.
Truman Coltrane Harris.
Hunter Allen Shalinsky.
Caroline Elizabeth Harshbarger.
Ava Nicole Cudioni.
Connor Carl Hallberg.
Jeffrey Paul Cloud.
Hannah Malulani Heilman.
Kara Lee Crompton.
Parker Scott Hinkemine.
Matthew Schroyer Crump.
Noah James Holmes.
Charlotte Vera Cuff.
Kara Elizabeth Hovel.
Reed Matthew Hansen.
Kayla Marie Eikavone.
Saad Al-Haq.
Renee Nasser Jabber.
Dylan James Melton.
Josephine Rosemary Gimo.
Colin Daniel Truex.
Grace Du Zhang.
Now introducing from the West Unit, Mr. Euchre's advisory, Colin Burke Brown.
Aiden Lee Johnson.
Paige Elizabeth Burkhart.
And now from the West Unit, Mr. Wintrow's advisory, Khalid Jabari Davis.
Caden Kenneth Burkle.
Cameron Tyler Stropel.
Abigail Lynn Burr.
Garrett David Seaton.
Isabella Grace Butler.
Haley Rose Sect.
Brianna J. Karen.
Anna Grace Surley.
Caitlin Elizabeth Williams.
Dylan Joseph Sessions.
Olivia Nicole Winters.
Isaac Anthony Shackelford.
Charles Robert Wire.
Anisha Manish Sheth.
Connor Joseph Wolf.
Cameron B. Smith.
Sarah Christine Woodard.
Shalram Wang.
Joseph Andrew Worms.
Catherine Alexandra Warner.
Brooke Laren Young.
Katie Ann Warner.
Dominic Christopher Young.
Walter Jeffrey Watkins.
Leonold Zhang.
Corinthia Ann Webster.
Nikita Adrianovich Zukov.
Sarah Morgan Whitaker.
Hannah Asley Pritchard.
Zimbo Chow.
Hello, fellow graduates, parents, teachers, and other welcome guests. My name is Milena Alapat, and I would like to share with you our class gift. Each year, the senior class uses their remaining funds to get a gift for the school to commemorate their class. The last two classes have fallen short of funds, so our first project will be to finish their goal of expanding the Central Theater.
Hey everyone. Hey everyone, my name is Chidime Biezebo. For our second project, we will replace the accordion doors in front of the Central Theater with murals to commemorate our class. This year was not normal and our experience was unique to say the least. So we wanted to give something to the school that would remind people of the year we had and the goals we accomplished. Thank you.
Today is the day we mark the end of our 4-year journey, but yet it is the beginning of dreams and aspirations being granted and battles that face us ahead. I ask us all to revel in this moment, for it is a milestone. And to the friends and family members gathered together to share in this happy occasion, we celebrate you too, for the love and support you provided to the graduates during their Centerville journey. On this day, our hearts are filled with nostalgia for our cherished Centerville memories, and I look out to all of you, remembering how we grew together, created together, and conquered. With that, I would like to ask the class of 2021 to please rise. As we turn into this new chapter of our life, let's now turn our tassels from right to left. Woo! Congratulations, class of 21. You are officially graduates. Everyone turn to the back of your programs so we can sing the alma mater. No, I don't know the words. Oh, it's not.
Let's go.